What's up, guys? This is Chris from Honest Outlaw here, and today I've got something truly special for you. I've got something honestly never thought I would get on the channel, a gun that I've been trying to get now for like a year and a half. I've been emailing basically everybody I could. Finally, they were in stock, so I just bought one. So thanks, Patreon supporters, because several months of your revenue helped me buy this, and that is the Laugo Arms Alien, the most requested gun for the channel for the last year and a half, no question. Probably 2 years, because I posted a video about this 2 years ago that it was going to come out, and then a year and a half ago I got to shoot this at SHOT Show on range day, and then I got to do a little bit of an interview with them, and I've been just kind of inadvertently hyping this pistol up for 2 years. And the reason why is because it is, in my opinion, the most unique gun to come out in probably like the last 30 or 40 years. This doesn't use the tilting barrel system. It doesn't use any of the conventional firearm systems that handguns generally use. And there's so many different and unique things about this that even if it didn't run at all, it would still be very exciting based on what it would influence in future guns. And that's one of the things that I'm really truly fascinated about by it. I mean, I see this as like a new Walter P38, or I see this as like the original 1911 or the Luger. I see this as a gun that is the first of its kind, but certainly not the last. And we'll talk about those features that get me so excited. But first, I want to thank my Patreon supporters again, because thank you guys for helping me get this gun. If you want to join the Patreon squad, all you got to do is go to the link in the description and sign up. Also in that description is a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. The YSS is always, they're an organization I try to support in every video, so please go down to the description and click that link. Now, the Laugo Arms Alien is interesting for a lot of reasons, and let's get into them right now. The gun in itself is, I'm not even sure what action to call it. It is a gas-operated system with a reverse hammer. So the hammer actually comes down from the slide, and it kind of hits the system like this, if that's a good way to put it there. Other than that, the gas system, it's kind of similar to the P7, the HK squeeze cocker. The barrel is actually completely in line with your hand, which completely changes the recoil impulse of the gun. Doesn't eliminate the recoil impulse. I've seen a lot of people say that. Doesn't eliminate it, just changes it to where it's straight back. You know, everybody always says, if I had the perfect gun, it would recoil straight into my hand and nothing would muzzle flip. Well, you literally have that here. As you can see where my hand runs on the gun, if you look at the slide here, you would think that that's where the barrel is, but it's actually not. It's below the slide here in the frame portion, as you can see right there. So it's extremely low, and that does some good things for you, and it does some bad things for you. The good thing is you have a lot less reciprocating mass on the slide, and you have a fixed barrel design, which makes the gun inherently more accurate than a tilting barrel. Also, it reverts the recoil impulse, so instead of going like this, it just goes like this, which is why a lot of people have actually complained about getting bruising and some issues with the back of their hand, is because that's a recoil impulse you probably have never felt before, me included when I shot it at SHOT Show. So it's more accurate, less muzzle flip, but as much recoil as the standard 9mm. Another super cool thing about it, which we'll do here real quick, is you can pop this red dot system off here, which is exactly what it is. The top rail of the gun here that has the red dot on it, you pop it ahead a little bit there, and it just pops right out. It's a new gun, so it's a little tight, so forgive me for beating the shit out of a $5,000 gun. But anyway, this rail comes on here just like that, and then you can take the other top rail with the iron sight gun. This is the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me here. And you push it forward a little bit. And then you have an iron sight gun just like that. And that's the first time my hillbilly ass is doing it. You shouldn't beat on your gun like that, but hey, it's a tool to me. This thing's gonna get beat up. I promise you that. We're gonna shoot thousands of rounds through this thing. But anyway, so the most awesome thing about that is that not only can you change it out without having to use any screws or anything like that, but the damn thing stays zeroed just like that. So your iron sights will be zeroed just like they were before. Pop it off, re-put the top rail on, and then your red dot should be zeroed. At least that's what the literature says. So we're gonna test that today for sure, but it allows you to have 2 guns in one, which is pretty neat. The system also comes with a holster, which obviously the problem with the current market with the Alien is that it's extremely expensive and that everything's extremely expensive. So get used to hearing the most ridiculous cost you've ever heard of in your life. But you can either get the base gun for like $4,000 or you can get the kit for $5,000. And what that comes with is the top rail with the red dot system, which I think is value added, because where the hell else are you gonna buy that? Also, it comes with the holster system, which is value added because also, where the hell else are you gonna buy that? How many holster companies make Laugo Arms Alien holsters right now? I bet not many. The cool thing about the holster is that it's got a QD system, so you can take it on and off, or you could adjust it to whatever length you want. That's pretty neat. The system it hooks up with is a little uncomfortable, not loving that. My adjustable competition mag pouches will hold the Laugo Arms Alien magazines here, which are also relatively unique, which we'll get into here. If I can open the fucking box, which has a weird locking system.
It's like a treasure chest.
It is. So this is the box here. It looks like something a airport like black box would be in, or an airplane black box would be in. And as you can see here, it comes with all kinds of stuff. That's where your system went, that's where your gun went, that's where your holster went, whatever the hell this is, carbon remover. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We loaded the mags. So this is the mags. They come with 3. I bought extra, so we have 4 here today. And as you can see there, for 17-round mags, they look awful short, don't they? And I think that, this is just me hypothesizing, that since the chamber is so low, it doesn't have to reach as high as other guns. So it can actually be loaded from right there. So you can see, even though the mags look too short for the gun, they work just fine. So it's very strange. Now, some of the downsides of having the barrel that low, aside from having a different recoil impulse, are going to be the fact that it's harder to check the chamber, because the chamber's way down in there, which is really interesting. And then you're also, I assume, since it has to fit in the box, I assume you're gonna have less magazine capacity for certain competitions. So that's one thing I didn't consider until I saw the mags. I was like, oh damn, you might be short some rounds compared to some other guns which have a higher chamber in them. So we'll have to see about that. I'm not super sure. The other downside of the Alien is that, in my knowledge, it's only legal in IPSC currently, but I don't see why it wouldn't be legal in USPSA production or carry optics at some point soon, since there is over 500 of them made. If you know one way or the other, put it in the comment section below, because I'd love to shoot a competition with this. That being said, I've waited 1.5 years to shoot this fucking thing, and we're gonna go down there, put some rounds through it. Well, it's easy to drop these low with this trigger.
Still really good groups.
Yeah. Come here. You can see I'm like encircling the bastard. That was my first shot, that was my second shot. That trigger's really good, but I watched Larry Vickers' video. It is a little unforgiving because it's a very crisp break. It's a pop instead of kind of a gradual pull through. It's like a big flat wall, boom, break. It breaks like glass, but it can surprise you sometimes, and I'm definitely gonna have to get used to the trigger. It's certainly not bad. It just takes a little getting used to, and that's what's going on here. I'm just kind of playing around with the trigger. As you can see, each pull gives me a little bit different result. Now, a couple things to note right off the bat. Number one, the adjustments on the red dot have like no audible or tactile clicks, so I'm having kind of a hard time distinguishing where I'm turning the damn thing. And the second thing is, one of the things I've noticed about this slide is it is harder to operate the slide than a standard gun, and I'm not exactly sure what technique I'm going for here. I was easy to do with the iron sight version because you can just grab the slide back and press, but with this you either got to do one of these, which is actually a little harder to do on this gun than other guns. It's got a lot of spring pressure in it. So that's one thing to be aware of, that you're changing things up. And the other thing I've noticed is there's a shitload of glare on this red dot here, and I'm getting all kinds of speckled patterns and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if you can pick that up in the camera, but it looks like I'm aiming at a rave. Like, it looks like there's a banger going on down there.
I don't know if they can see it.
Okay, either way, it's like a light show. Wow, that's a terrible group. Yeah, it's just all over the place. I got 2 bullseyes and then one's like 1.5 inches high. Okay. 15 yards. This is my group here. 1, 2, 3. And at 15 yards over here, this is my group. 1, 2, 3. So you tell me.
Okay.
All right, so the Allen key that works with the gun actually turns the damn thing. And the reason why I didn't have any audible or tactile clicks is because I was using a American standard version. I was using this thing. And I thought I had it in there all the way, but I think I was just turning nothing. So using the actual included Allen key like a normal person who is not an idiot, it's working all right.
You just got so excited you didn't look at everything in the box.
Excited. I know.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
That's my policy. You're a pro.
Wow. I didn't even notice.
Super high. What in the fuck? Do I just suck shit or what? I sucked yesterday too. Pretty good group. I am absolutely in heaven right now. I've waited 1.5 years to shoot this gun and putting rounds through this unimpeded with nobody there like trying to talk to me, people not shooting next to me, like actually seeing how this gun performs. I've been what am I looking for? Hypothesizing, guessing whether or not this gun would be fucking awesome from the jump, and I've just been trying to figure out if they've actually gonna pull it off or not, and it's fun right now to actually figure it out. Oop. No lock back. That's interesting because I wasn't red in the slide release. Jesus, that's hard to get used to. It's just a hard gun to get used to. We're at 65 yards. Let's keep going backwards. Just leave it running.
Welcome to our yard, everybody. Don't mind the garbage can or the playset. Don't trip.
Mind the garbage can. 75 yards. I mean, once you get used to it, it just kind of pops right back. Like it's a little bit of an exaggerated recoil impulse at the beginning, kind of pumps back just like the P7, but it doesn't move. So like how do I want to explain this? Like it takes some of the recoil impulse off by going up, but it also takes your red dot off the target. Whereas when it goes backward, it feels like you're absorbing a little more recoil. Like maybe you're shooting like a hotter 9mm or something like that, but the damn sight doesn't move. Like I'm at 75 yards and I'm not even used to this, but the red dot doesn't move off the target. It's very cool.
Okay.
All right, now we got 4 more mags loaded up, and now we're gonna do what this damn thing is designed for. We're gonna go 25 yards and in and just start speeding up as we go here, hopefully anyway, because I think this thing's built for speed. I was not wrong. Woo! Moving right along. I would be curious to know, and since I'm making the video, I should probably know this, but I'd be curious to know if they can accept different red dots, because I like this red dot, but I'd rather have an SRO.
Okay, and go.
Sorry about the wind. The wind picked up a great deal, but one thing I wanted to mention is we have 8 mags right now, 7 mags, and it's fucking hot, like real hot. And the reason for that is the gas system, the gas piston design. And that's just one thing you're gonna have to deal with if you shoot like, I don't know, 120 rounds in a row like we have. I ran out of ammo. The 17 round mags need to be 30 because the rounds go so fast, it's ridiculous. I don't remember the last time I had this much fun with a gun. All right, my sexy Beetlejuice looking bride. Let me know what you think. You've never shot this before.
It's true, I haven't. Oh.
You gotta crank her way over. Oh shit. You're out already.
Am I?
Yeah. I told you it goes quick.
Dang it. You weren't wrong. I also noticed that I like aliens. So it's kind of fitting that I'm rocking this, but we'll see how I do on that plate rack.
Bad lady.
Maybe.
Sorry about the wind, guys. It wasn't this windy earlier. But what do you think? Quick thoughts.
I like it. I like how it feels. I don't think it's, I mean, I think it is a little snappier than I thought it was gonna be. But it feels more effortless than almost anything that I've shot previously, except maybe the Atlas Athena.
Yeah, I think a good comparison would be the Athena in this or the Shadow 2 in this.
So I think one or both of us are gonna have to do that. Shoot them side by side.
Agreed. All right, so what do I think of the Alien so far after the first 200 rounds? Normally, we're first shots we do about 100 rounds. We shot double that today, and I think you guys can understand why. It functions amazing, but there are some quirks. As I mentioned before, it's extremely expensive. Base gun is a $4,000 gun. So you're looking at Atlas, Athena, Phoenix, Redback like territory as far as price goes. And luckily, I have both those guns, so we're gonna be able to compare those. Some of the ergonomics of the gun feel a lot like a Shadow 2. Feel like a Shadow 2 with like an inch of height cut off it. Which makes sense because the gun's made in the Czech Republic. They say that it doesn't borrow anything, but it certainly borrows the grip. The grip's a little bit thicker and it's a little bit heavier stippled than the Shadow 2. Overall, better grip. Better magazine release in the Shadow 2 as well as I don't know about a better trigger, but certainly a different trigger. If you're running shadows in competition, you got to run them double action first, so double action and then that crisp single action, whereas this is single action all the time, which is very cool. The reverse hammer makes the trigger pull a little strange, a little hard to get used to, and unforgiving is a great word. If you mess up your fundamentals, it's gonna mess the shot up more so than you would think. And when I watched that video with Larry, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a big fan of Larry Vickers. He said that and I was like, well, I wonder if that's just to him. No, it was to me too. So accuracy, stupid accurate, but definitely have to work with the gun. And because of all of the quirks, the slide being harder to work with, because every time I do this pinch method, I bump into the red dot with it because the fucking red dot doesn't move with the slide like in a normal gun. A normal gun, if you grab the slide and pull back, well, the slide's gonna be back here now, and so is the red dot. But with this, I keep smashing into the red dot, and then I come over, I try to use this way, but it doesn't really work, because even with a normal method, you can grab the freaking red dot and use it if you want, or you can work the slide with a dot. All those methods do not work here, so be aware of that. The recoil impulse on the gun is less than a normal gun. for sure. I should say the muzzle climb is significantly less. Split times are going to be faster. Repeat shots are always going to be faster. You're going to feel the recoil, but the gun stays flat. And you can see that red dot the whole time. That's very impressive. You only get that on like super custom 2011s and stuff like that. And also, the nice thing about it is that red dot obviously rides lower than it would on any other gun because the slide is like an inch long. Very cool overall design, very cool overall system. Now, one of the downsides to this is going to be parts availability, holster availability, mag pouch availability, all are going to be trash for quite a while. The fact the gun uses a gas system leads me to believe it's going to get very dirty because that's usually what gas designed guns do. And also, it gets very hot. After the first 150 rounds or so, it's about what, 65, 70 degrees out here. It was so hot you couldn't touch it. We had to set it down for a little bit before we could play with it again. So, couple downsides, couple huge upsides, but overall a super unique pistol that I'm probably going to do the 1,000 round review like tomorrow. but seriously, it's so unique with the trigger pull and everything that once I finally started getting used to it, we were out of ammo. So I think that instead of going back and forth bumping a whole bunch of different guns, I think I'm going to shoot this a few more times this week, put 200 rounds through it, 200 rounds through it, 300 rounds through it. Before I know it, the 1,000 round review will be done. And by the end of that, I think I'll have a good over-encompassing idea of what the gun actually is, because it's a lot different than a lot of guns I'm used to. And if I keep trading back and forth, I'm going to keep dealing with that learning curve. Whereas if I just shoot it over and over again like I would my competition pistol, I think I'm going to get a better grasp of what this thing's really capable of. I think I kind of scratched the surface today. We shot a little bit at 75 yards, but even the first few shots took me to get used to, and then all of a sudden it started just raining in there. And then we shot close, and just right off the bat, stupid fast. I mean, the gun will go as fast as you can go, no question. So for what it's designed for, which is competition, IPSC, USPSA, you're gonna be shooting 25 yards in, you're gonna be shooting super fast, target transition, all that stuff. This thing is ungodly for something like that. If you could shoot this in production, everyone else might as well quit. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.